Welcome to more Gran Turismo PSP Specialtatin. Today we're featuring the notorious meme Bowie Knife 99 at the notorious GT PSP track Valencia. Sorry if I'm getting the name wrong on that. I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Bowie Knife 99. So anyway, let's get into it, folks. To begin with, this particular race is a shuffle race that happened to get two equally matched cars and a Citroen Vision Gran Turismo type thing. So, yeah. The cars don't really matter as much as the driving, theoretically, in shuffle racing, and not so many people can drive this track, so there's that to be considered. Even the great Bowie Knife 99 is a bit shit here, so yeah, there's that to be considered. Also to be considered, it's an incredibly old meme, and even incredibly worse driving somehow. So that's not exactly the Danish combination. And I ain't exactly doing honor to the great one. And the great one at this point is pretty much just the old one. Yeah, it's getting kind of tired. It's somewhat the point of this video that everybody's kind of tired of that meme by now. So realistically, most people's Bowie Knife 99 seem to drive about like this. But now I actually have the AI itself driving. So while, yeah, throughout the race you've seen so far of me, see if the AI can actually be better. Remember, folks, this is 2009 PSP AI. Take it as you may. Yeah. From what it seemed like, the Bowie Knife 99 memes were funny because a few people got the crazy Drivatar thing, but in reality, like 99% of people, it was just generic AI. Like all the rest of them, the Drivatar thing just never really ended up working out. Theoretically, what it was supposed to do in Forza, whether it's Horizon or Motorsport, is drive like the actual player profile, like in real life, their actual driving style in terms of speed and how aggressive they are and things like that. In reality, the vast majority of them are generic. I mean, even with the incredibly sophisticated selfie AI now with Gran Turismo, even those don't particularly have all that much personality. They just have emojis to compensate for lack of personality. So now we're trying the 2009 AI for the PSP. It's better than me, let's put it that way. Granted, it's also with this track. I genuinely don't know of anyone that would exactly say they're fast at Valencia, put it that way. AI seems faster than maybe all of it. Because remember, I had to catch up a whole heck of a heap, and by I mean AI, so yeah. And at this point too, there might end up being AI for AI type racing too, because it wasn't exactly the cleanest at the beginning. I would say there's more mistakes than outright aggressive driving, but my AI is driving similar to kind of like Bowie Knife with that aggressive driving, but arguably it could just be called on rails. Staying in the same line no matter what. But at this point, we're coming down pretty close to the nitty gritty though. The same line over and over probably ain't gonna work because, well, yeah, now there's two cars in front. That Citroen has a whole heck of a heap of speed though, and well, this is a turn, so maybe, just maybe to pass two people at once? Not even one, folks. Not even one. Somehow, too, that Corvette seems slightly faster than the Ford GT as well in a straight line. I'm not sure if that's exactly accurate. Granted, the Ford GT is not a real car, but still, you'd think the GT would have the slight advantage in the straight line. I know the Citroen does not have the advantage in the turns, so probably the end of that. But still, though, staying on the same line ain't gonna work because the Corvette has figured that out. So frankly, I don't think I have much chance of winning, and I know the AI doesn't either. So that's not exactly the Danish combination. Probably just gonna have to rely on the leader. Well, I'm not even gonna try and pronounce that. To mess up or give room, so there you go. I kind of made a little bit more room than the current second place driver gave, but hey, look at this looking all cinematic and such. Smoke coming off and hitting the apexes and such. This actually looks like a really dandy race. In a much more cinematic view than is what's possible when I'm actually driving. Because obviously I ain't exactly driving looking back like that. That's for sure, folks. That's for sure. Especially not on this track. What's in all tracks though is a die bomb and a half, so let's see if that happens. Tried it, failed it. Yeah, luckily the AI was actually able to hold on there. It was really and truly die bomb. There's true and real contact, but AI held on and actually won the race. So yes, folks, 2009 PSP AI can both move people out of the way, avoid dive bombs, and have the pace that's better than any players I've seen so far, at least on this track. So that's 7.5 right yonder. Would Sophie AI do better? Would Drivatars for Forza do better? Who knows, but a win's a win, and that's really all it needs to be. The same amount of credit, it's the same ultimate result, but as of now, the result is going to be a bit different because it's me driving. I'm actually going to try and drive this whole race. Wish me luck, folks. This is actually not a civil race. The car in third, I tried to pick something pretty similar, and then the other player picked the Viper, which would essentially be Group 2, I'm pretty sure. I picked the Ford Falcon, which is a V8 Supercar. V8 Supercar versus what would be the equivalent of like a Group 2 if this were in GT7. It's not exactly the dandiest combination, and third left completely, so that didn't end up mattering, did it? I picked the car to battle with who ended up leaving, not exactly the leader. And there you go. The leader is the leader for a reason, not particularly the driving. If you want to try and pronounce the leader's name, be my guest, but, that's enough. The name doesn't matter, the driving does, and the driving ain't exactly it. I'll say this, I know not exactly using AI for this neither, but yeah. So many mistakes and such, and dive bombs and holy shnikes. Yeah. So, theoretically, you don't want to piss Bowie Knife 99 off because Gravatar would then be aggressive. That's the point of the whole adapted AI type thing that Microsoft's supposed to be sponsoring, but it just ends up micro swap for the most part. And Forza, well, if you piss me off though, you kind of know what ends up happening. There's been dirty racing videos on my channel for well over 10 years at this point. So, yeah, if I could catch up, which is a giant if given the car that I'm going against, and like driving at this track, yeah, I'm gonna have to pretty much just rely on a mistake by the leader, and hopefully not mistaking doing this right. It wasn't exactly the dandiest wording there, but whatever. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do all I can, including cut the track and such, at a track I don't even particularly know how to race normally. Cutting it's probably just gonna end up slowing me down. We'll see, folks. We'll see. That was okay. And remember, folks, as hard as I got hit there, you could tell I'm cheating or whatever, but that was obvious cheating by the leader. So, again, AI for an AI. I guess you can word it, but when no one's using AI, the only way to actually be faster here is cutting the track. Because AI is faster driving it normally. Did that work, though? Kinda? Couldn't exactly say I lost time. So, I'll take it. Gaining slowly, but surely, but then that was a straight in which the car had, I'm pretty sure, has about 50 horsepower on me, and it's lighter by like 300 kilograms. I don't know what that is in freedom units, but I'm pretty sure it's a whole heck of a heap. These are two completely different classes. I'm pretty sure V8 Supercar would probably be lumped into Group 3 if it were in GT7, but I think in terms of overall it would be slightly slower. And then again, that would be, the Viper would be Group 2. And obviously a Viper, so it's amazing and incredible and perfect in every way. My driving is going to have to be beyond perfect. It's going to have to be cheating to be able to catch back up, so we'll see about that. I mean, so far it's sort of kind of worked, but it needs to work perfectly here, because now the leader is aware of the cheating. Doesn't mean they can drive, though. That went off. Probably my best chances is forced mistake, really. I mean, if I can nudge them out of the way, sort of like what happened early on with the leader did to me, that would be preferable, and there you go, folks. There you go, that worked. Granted, there's still time left, and there's still lack of driving by me, so, yeah. I tried, I really did. I tried to be dirty, I tried to cut the track. I tried actual skill, none of which worked. What ended up working was the lack of trying by the Viper. So I'll take it. Whatever gets me the win, I guess. Even if it's from the other mistake, a win's a win. And that's the Bowie Knife 99 way, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, it's looking like Bowie Knife 99 is going to take a win. And that would be a good way to close out the team is getting dive bombed. So, yeah. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Bowie Knife 99 is dead. And it froze. Every other time I pressed exit, immediately exit, except, of course, for here. The reason I wanted to do that, because I didn't want to give the dirty driver the credits. If you leave in time, then they don't get the credits, and now, they do. So I'll credit this as, fuck this, I'm out.